Well, when you go to the different lofts, no, there's different reasons because you have guys like Warren Smith that years ago he established Studio Wiz, and he was with Boom, Max Roach, great jazz percussionist.
Yeah.
Well, he's one of the older ones that I know that were archiving and doing things of rehearsal. But you have Enron, you have so many different places that have come afterward. But in terms of loft jazz and establishing a training spot for further musicians, I don't think you can surpass Studio We because at that time I was one of the musical directors and it was with open ears and open arms and opportunity.
Right.
Right.
Which is great
Right.
because so many people got to play there. And
Yeah.
your archive is filled with recordings of you guys and so many of your friends and all these other people you're talking about.
That was the beginning of a whole nother period. You had mentioned earlier to me, you were talking about Arnett and Artist House.
Yes.
So Arnett, because of his position, he was always supportive. And many guys like him who had named artists, Randy Weston, they could only support in part. And when I say that, is he offered his spot, Artist House, for us to do productions early in our concert series.
Right.
And what we did, we were able to expand outside of the concerts in our concert series to where we were offering opportunities for the community to hear the music in all five boroughs.
Right.
And part of the purpose was to bring the music back to the communities from which it came.
Yes.
And give them an opportunity instead of Alice Tunley Hall, Lincoln Center, which we subsequently later on performed in under different auspices.
Well, yeah.
So that was the objective, and the objective was to bring the music back to the community so that in all five boroughs we had things like neighborhood art galleries in collaboration with art shows, small pockets. The first event was in 1971, coordinated by Studio Week and the New York Musicians Organization, which was an organization that we formed in 1971, and we started presenting concerts in all five boroughs.
Yes.
Inside and also at least one or two parks doing those series available to people for free.
And what's great about this too is that like you guys were doing different music. You guys were doing avant-garde and free jazz, and it was an expression of, you talked about the civil rights movement. This was an expression of that anger and that frustration in the music.
Well, the thing about it is that there were various clubs that allowed so-called new music, but it was very limited because of the so-called commercial viability.
That's right, yeah.
But the people that were playing it felt that there was no venues or opportunity or limited venues and opportunity, and this is where we came in and started offering concerts in the community and outside. It's just like up to today in the music area, if you start thinking Afrocentric, if you start thinking of the related experience of so-called African American or black here, the main supporters, and even to today, are people that feel it, except when you get to specific areas of what they used to call, when I was coming up in the kids, from Louis Jordan and all that, when they were talking about race music, and then finally crossover, you think for guys like Elvis that helped bring in other sound. And so the R&B, I don't respect them as the originators,
Right.
but they help usher things through in terms of sound and also into the mainstream.
Right.
You know.
Just like how classic rock did that with like blues music and
Well,
Motown and stuff like
exactly.
that. The British invasion.